Today I'm with Carla Woodall, who is the Circuit Clerk for Houston County. Carla, first off, it's not good days to be the Circuit Clerk, is it?
No, not at all.
As I came in, you're pouring over stuff and looking at where you're at budget-wise. Tell me your feelings about what's going on and happening with having to lay off 7 people potentially come September.
Well, the way I look at it, it's a sad day in Houston County. Ever since Monday, when the news was given that more or less sucked the life out of me, that with a staff of already 66% shorted, well, only staffed at 66%, to take 7 employees out of the clerk's office is like taking the backbone out of the clerk's office. I'm not the backbone. I oversee it. These are the worker bees that do the work, the hands-on, and puts everything out there. And to take 7 out, it staffs us at 43%. There is no way the clerk's office can function at 43%. It's an impossibility. It's an impossible task. I think it's terrible that the state of Alabama is even asking us to do this. The legislative branch has dictated how much money goes to the judicial branch. We are a branch of government. We are not an agency. We are a branch of government. And, I understand that money's tight and you can't spend what you don't have. But there's got to be other areas to cut, not what's already been cut since 2003.
For the people that don't know, step me through what the clerk's office does, and I'm not asking you this before we go on camera, so I know it's going to be off the top of your head, of how many cases are filed each year in Houston County.
We handle every piece of paperwork that comes into a case. We also handle the funds concerning that case, whether it's filing fees or court costs after an adjudication in criminal cases, where payments have to be made monthly. We handle warrants, we handle subpoenas, we handle the warrant recalls, everything concerning a case on the trial court level, as well as when a case is appealed, we compile the record, which is hours and hours of work to compile everything and electronically send that to the criminal appeals court. Or the Court of Civil Appeals. So, we handle everything from subpoenas from the very beginning of a case to the end. Traffic alone, we had over 12,000 cases a year that we handle. Majority of those never even go to court, and we handle in the office as magistrates, and we take the pleas and we take the money. When payment plans are set up, it's not that that person comes to court, the judge sees them, and they're gone, the judge never sees them again. We see them monthly. So as each month progresses, we are adding to the people that are coming into the clerk's office and receiving those payments. $184 traffic ticket. There are now times that it's set up on payments. They have 6 months to pay. Well, that's 6 times that we deal with them to make a payment versus one time if they just paid it once. So, and it's that way in every criminal case. So, the public coming in, garnishment payments, if someone has a garnishment and a business has to garnish those wages and send that to the clerk's office, we have to receipt that into the case, make sure we've got the right case and the right garnishment. Some people may have 2 or 3 garnishments. Make sure we've got the right one. Then we cut a check and we send that to the plaintiff in the case that's garnishing the wages. So it's a tremendous amount of work that's done in the office. And the accuracy level of it is so important because it's people's lives. Warrant recalls. If a judge orders a warrant recall and we are swamped and we can't get to it for 7 or 8 days, that person can be arrested during that time period, wrongfully. So that is a top priority of something that's got to be done in a timely manner. Appeals have to be done in a timely manner. Jail transcripts have to be done in a timely manner. The judge orders somebody to spend 7 days in jail. We have to produce a jail transcript to send over to the jail. The jail's got to know how long to hold that person before they can be released. If it's 2 weeks before we get to it, that person's sitting in jail for 7 days, longer than they're supposed to. So it's incredible what we do that people don't even realize that we do. That's part of the whole process. It's not just putting stuff in a file and sending a file up to the judge.
You have 4 offices in the courthouse. One is small claims, one is district criminal that handles traffic and criminal cases, circuit criminal, and domestic relations. and circuit civil. So when people think of the clerk's office, a lot of people just think criminal.
Right.
But y'all handle a variety of things that are not criminal and
Right.
juvenile.
We have 9 divisions in 4 offices. We have small claims, district civil, district criminal, traffic, circuit civil, circuit criminal, domestic relations, child support, and juvenile. So yeah, it's an incredible amount of work, as well as we are the magistrates. I have 4 magistrates that handle all the warrants, the issuing of warrants. When someone's arrested and the police officers come in to get warrants, we have to swear the officer in, take all the information, determine whether there's probable cause, then handle issuing the warrant. So, you know, it's incredible how much money comes through the clerk's office as well as the paperwork. And thankfully, we have converted a lot of this paperwork to an electronic process. So if it was all paper, I cannot imagine what we would do. Thank goodness a lot of it we are able to handle electronically now.
Now, in addition to all of what we've described, tell me what you have to do come election time.
I serve as absentee election manager, and my offices have to be open to handle anyone that wants to vote absentee. Houston County has tripled the number of absentee voters in the past 3 elections, and we have a little over 3,000 people that come in during that time frame, and we handle all the ballots.
Now, with that said, you're approved at a staff level of what?
At this point, 66%.
Which is how many people?
I have 20 employees.
Yeah, but you're approved at how many?
Oh, to have...
Did they say
my
that it's
manpower.
necessary to operate the office? What does the state say?
My manpower says I am to be staffed at 29.92% or people. You can't make a half of a person, so round up an 1/8 of a person, and it would be 30 people.
All right. They say it takes 30 people to operate at the level and volume of paperwork.
Correct.
And you have how many employees?
20.
And they've told you to lose how many employees?
7.
So that will leave you 13
Correct.
to operate everything that you do that you're supposed to do with 30 people.
Correct. In essence, it boils down to they want each employee to work a 40-hour workload in 17.2 hours.
I know the answer is money. But how do we get there? Because the people are tired of paying money. So how do we solve the problem?
A lot of it is looking at every avenue in the state of Alabama. You increase revenue. It's no different than if you cannot afford to put food on your table with the job you have. Most people will go get a second job or a part-time job. We've got to look at ways to bring in revenue to the state of Alabama and increase the revenue to the state of Alabama. I'm not saying increase taxes, I'm talking increase revenue, as well as reduce spending everywhere across the board, not just the judicial system. And I know that's being done. I know education is suffering. I know there's places that are suffering. But at this point, what we're doing by taking from the judicial, we are hurting people's lives that deserve to be able to come in and get fair, equal justice. I'm not saying that the justice they get is going to not be fair and equal. These judges are going to make sure that everybody has a fair and equal trial, but it will be years before they could get to trial. And that's not fair to defendants, and it's not fair to victims either. It's not fair to anybody. We cannot operate on a short staff, as well as comply with audit procedures and guidelines that we have to comply with to maintain our bond. There's no way. I can't staff 4 offices and 7 courtrooms and leave one person in the office to receipt money. No, there's a security issue there alone. And with the amount that we take in, I can't do that. How to bring in more money? I think it's cut fat. Because like Judge Benford said, you're cutting bones in the clerk's office. Let's look at the state of Alabama as a whole and see where fat can be cut, not bones. And that's what's happening. I'm very concerned. I know the economy has been down. I know people have not been able to pay the way they're supposed to with court costs. We've got to do a better job in making sure we collect that court cost. We've got to make sure we're not remitting court cost. When somebody comes in and court costs are remitted, we've got to stop that. Statewide, we've got to make sure that we utilize the jurors that we have in a timely manner. I do think Houston County is doing that. In the past 3 years, we've reduced our juror cost by 2/3. That's huge. That is huge. That is a lot of money. It's been great. The citizens of Houston County have already been waiving their juror pay. Each term we've had almost $1,800 per term that jurors have waived. So it's horrible. It is sheer devastation.
Let's talk about the ladies in your office. Give me a ballpark of some of them, what their rate of pay is per hour.
It is $10 an hour up to $15, $16 an hour. Those at the upper end of the scale have been here 30 plus years. And they work 40 plus hours. Last week, 3 days a week, I made a mental note to walk around to each office at 5:30. We close at 4:30. At 5:30, I had 5 employees still here, sitting at their desk, working for free, because I can't pay overtime and I can't give comp time. That's 1/4 of my staff here working for free because they want to be here. I haven't asked them to do it. They're doing it on their own. I have girls coming in on Saturday, working Saturday, giving up the time with their family to be down here to work for free. It's incredible what they're doing. Absolutely incredible already. And if we're doing that now, I can't imagine what will happen come September 1st.
Thank you.
Thank you.